Good afternoon. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I'm here at 1428 Laveta Ter in Silver Lake area, and I am preparing to perform a video examination of the main sewer line here on the property. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping that is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping that is underneath or interior to the structure, including, in this case, a sewage ejection system for the lower level of the structure. Today's examination is not focused on the building drain line system, so if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set up through our office. So I'm going to be performing my examination today from this 4-inch main sewer line cleanout. It's been installed here at the front of the structure near the front right corner. You look down in the planter area here across from our front walkway. Our driveway is behind us, and just here at the front corner of the building you'll see this 4-inch cleanout sticking up out of the ground. Go ahead and drop in. We're dropping immediately into an original vitrified clay main sewer pipe. Now, these clay piping materials are very common. This type of pipe does have a long service life expectancy. Being a natural material, it's not expected to deteriorate underground, but it is more brittle in nature and does have a higher potential for damage during seismic activity and earthquakes. What we're specifically looking for in an older clay system like this would be anything that would be a significant crack or break, significant offset or separation at the connections or joints, anything that could be considered a compromise to the integrity of the line. Here we have a joint that's got some cracking occurring. In a situation like this, there's no evidence that there's any real issues with soil or groundwater or anything coming in, so it's not really a significant break that's really compromised the line. So what we're talking about in a situation like this is essentially just to monitor it. If it were to worsen, which could potentially happen during earthquakes, things like that, then we would be recommending what's called a point repair. And they dig up and fix that spot. Potentially maybe a liner or something of that nature. Alright, so here we are coming up on a section where there was a hole in the top of the pipe. It was not uncommon when these older systems were put in that the pipes would get damaged during transport, and they'd go ahead and use pipes that had those holes and put a band around them, like a sheet metal band, and tighten it down to repair that hole. Though a common practice then, it's no longer considered a proper repair, and eventually this metal will deteriorate and rot out to a point where it'll start allowing roots and soil and groundwater into the line, and would need more standard repair by today's standards. Again, in this case, I'm not saying that it has been compromised yet, so there's not a real importance on saying dig it up and fix it. Alright, getting towards the front of the yard now, we're making a slight turn and start heading out under the sidewalk and street. And again, some minor cracking around this joint with just the beginnings of some slight root intrusions. This again is a minor crack, which again would not really make us call for repairs. So far everything I've seen could be handled with a lining system to rehabilitate the pipe rather than dig it up and replace it. Again, no urgency on any of that at this point. Another area here with some cracking. And when we start seeing multiple cracks like this, we are starting to consider recommending maybe rehabilitation. None of what I've found to this point is affecting the function of the system. It is draining normally. And we've got some minor roots at a couple of these joints. Root intrusions at the joints of these clay pipes is fairly common. And eventually they sometimes get to a point where they need to be cleaned on a regular basis and monitored. If they're left unmaintained for extended periods, they can create blockages or damage a pipe. Nothing of any real significant nature now on that front either. Dropping down now, about 64 feet, 63 feet, looking into our public sewer. Now this would be the end of the private line, and the end of what we're here to look at today. So basically at this point, I'm not seeing anything to recommend any immediate repairs on, just some stressed areas, some cracking, some stuff that doesn't affect the function of the system but could worsen over time, so it really should be monitored with regular video examinations. With that, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video portion of the examination for today. I will be issuing a written report to follow along with this video, and it will describe and discuss our final findings and recommendations, including the maintenance recommendations. Now, we do recommend that all main sewer lines are examined for any significant seismic activity, and that main sewer lines should be examined annually to monitor for changing conditions in a system. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day.